Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the Think Show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. We had Convergence 1, 2, 3, and I know y'all learned a lot. But tonight, we're on the last one. We're on Convergence 4. And this Sister Deborah Oklahoma been coming to us, giving us stuff that we should know. But since we don't know, she's been wonderful enough to come show us and tell us what to look at, what we're missing. Before we get started, and you guys know how I like to do, I like to get right into it. She said something a couple of convergences ago that just been on my mind ever since she brought it up. And I wonder if she will open up this program with that thought. On this convergence, how these people use us to put forth their ideas and what they do, and we just do it because we think it's all right. We can do whatever we want to do. Could you explain that again? Deborah? She's here. She just must have blanked out. So until she comes back, this is what I want to say. You there, Deborah?
Yes,
Deborah?
I'm here now.
Did you hear what the question I asked?
Yes, I did. Oh
Oh,
man,
okay.
that was awful. That was scary.
Okay. Hit it.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to actually segue right into that. That has been a major part of what we need to know because remember in the last one, I think it was, I told you that we built the fourth world. We imaged that whole thing for them. And we're going to build the fifth one. And we need to be careful not to get their images in our heads. We're going to have to let go of everything they put in our heads. TV, radio. You guys may not take this serious, but when you hear what I have to say, it's the difference between freedom and what they want to do is encase you into a permanent, or what I call eternity, a world, as the Bible says, a world without end where you are enslaved. Because, see, you can't fathom that, but they do. They ain't telling you that. I'm going to tell you. So I want to talk about, I'm going to bring up something that I've mentioned to you guys many times, and it's about arcane law, arcane mysticism, arcane science. All of those things are used by the mystics and also the Anglo-Saxon in order to trip us up and take us on a trip to nowhere land. Now let's talk about arcanery, and the definition of it is again magic. Thank you, Mama Red. I'm glad you're learning. That makes me feel good. Thank you. It's magic. And we know that magic is a trick. So when you hear people saying to you, oh, we're going to create magic and have some money spells. Well, they're bullshitting. Just stop listening. That's bullshit. But what are the requirements for magic? One, in arcane law, it must be a secret. Remember that as we go along. It must be a mystery. And it's also of knowledge. That's going to be hard to believe, but you'll understand as I go. Only a few can be involved in this arcane magic and be given understanding of the secret. See, we don't understand the secret. We don't understand what's going on. But that few 1%, your Jewish bankers, your Democratic politicians, your Republican politicians, people in politics and other parts of the planet, I'm telling you, they're all in on the secret. Everyone knows who you are, where you are, and why you're here but you. So my job from the universe, the reason why I was called out to you is to tell you, because you have now risen from your natural rest. And they've been playing games on our planet while we were resting, right? All of this magic consists of spells. These spells are devoted to manipulating energy, converting one substance to another, calling on the services of the other creatures. These are all definitions. Greetings, Gail. E-Tech, my sister. So listen, as I go, and I always tell you this, you'll see me sometimes turn this way because I'm looking at my notes. I try to put everything in order so that it'll make perfect sense to you as we go along. So remember, magic is consistent of spells. These spells are devoted to manipulating energy, and you are energy, converting one substance to another. And you know what that's all about, because we're natural alchemists. Naturally, calling on the services of other creatures. Notice that word creature comes from the word crea, comes from the word created. We're not created. Now I'm going to give you an example on how calling on other creatures work. Your grandma was right. We're the engines. Listen to this. I got an article in my email where a judge in Michigan said members of Wolverine Watchmen to stand trial. You might want to ask or remember who the Wolverine Watchmen are. They are the 13 men who are arrested and charged by the state of Michigan last Thursday for conspiring to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer at her vacation home. Here's what they say they attempted. In an attempt to instigate, one, a civil war that's already going on, or a boogaloo. Anybody remember dancing the boogaloo? Because they certainly gave us that dance. Do you remember it in Disney Swan?
I remember it in the James Brown song, but I don't know how to do it.
Okay, I'll go forward. I'll keep going. I won't digress. This is what he said. These are his words, and I want you to pay attention to it because this is real important. We must send a message to those who seek to do violence against our institutions and our elected representatives. Those who do this are not patriots. If you're not a patriot, what's the opposite of patriot? What's the opposite of patriarchy?
Matriarchy.
Exactly. And who is a matriarchal people? We
Yeah.
are. Yes. But they don't say that. They don't say, oh, you're going against patriarchy. And so therefore you're going to become a matriarch. This is what they say. You're going against the kingdom of patriarchy. This is a kingdom. You know what he said they are? Criminals. So if you go against patriarchy, you're a criminal. He just said it. We got to learn to listen to their words. He said some very interesting words. We must send a message. They're getting ready to do a mantra to those. That's another word which we use in our document. We put them way over here by using the word those who seek. He didn't say pray. Seeking is very important when you're speaking to the universe or heaven. He said they are criminals. My office is pleased to see this case, think about that word, move forward and to have the opportunity to hold these men accountable for their actions. Think about a case. It holds you. 13 men, 13th Amendment. They chose that number for a reason, because that is the number that you use, or that they use. We should be using it to either loose things in heaven or bind them in heaven. To loose things on earth and to bind things on earth. That's what the number 13 does.
So let me ask you this. How do we make that work for us? When you say bind things together or loose things together, because it seems like when we communicate or we talk to each other, it's always, it never binds us.
That's because we don't unify in one language, which is what I talked about the other day when I said, and one of the things I get to at the end of this is, whenever I come to you with a solution. The solution is simple. We must unify in language. Just like Christians, they unify in language. They got a trinity. It's a trinity of death, not the trinity of life, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. What you gonna get out of that? There ain't even a pussy in there.
Explain that, because I mean,
I can't, because I want to go on, but think about it.
Okay.
Think about it. Birth, death, resurrection. Think about it. They have their trinities, and Christians repeat them over and over and over again, covered in a dead man's blood all the time, right? So we're going to go to the next thing. We're going to go to, I always digress, but so now Governor Whitmer, they talk about Governor Whitmer, Michigan GOP. Now listen, first we're talking about Democrats. Now we're talking about the GOP. We got both sides of this bird talking about something, and they're arguing with each other because they're all going in the same direction. They just want to be in charge. The Michigan GOP chair calls 3 top elected Democrat women witches. See, they telling on each other. They telling you who they are. Let me tell you why he called them witches. This is going to make sense to you when we get to the end of this. Witches, let's look at the definition. Wicking, twisting, turning words, and alchemy in nature, because they can't just get it from just speaking truth. We are that truth. Creating spells against each other. That's what they're doing. These are typically spells devoted to manipulating energy, converting one substance to another. See what I just said? Creatures who were created, not naturally occurring, but manufactured. They are literally using their own spells against each other so they can have their hands on you. Yep, Godzilla and King Kong. That is the exact metaphor. Because that's exactly what King Kong and Godzilla are. Fighting for the same thing. The same. You see this all the time. They get something in their mouth and they come and fight over it. And that's exactly what they're doing. Now, this is what they said about these political witches. This GOP said, they want us to believe that they didn't know that, listen to the word, calling the governor a dictator would make people want to kill her, or that calling COVID-19 the China virus would cause people to murder Asians, or that saying, which is different from calling, the election was stolen would cause people to try and overturn the government. Do you see how important your voice and your words are in knowledge of what they do? They know. He said these motherfuckers know what they doing. They want to make us think they know what they doing. We know they know what they doing. Niggas don't know. But you motherfuckers up in here, we put each other in office because we know. You called these motherfuckers on Governor Whitmer. Are you guys getting this? Hopefully you are. You're telling them to go against these Asian people by even using the word China virus. You call that into existence. That's exactly. They know what they're doing. Now, they call this extremely old knowledge of interpretation, and it is possibly irrelevant. Well, when I was studying, I'm like, how can this be irrelevant if they're doing this? But then I did some more study and I checked this out. Let's look at the word irrelevant, because you have the power. You have the power to make this irrelevant. See, they're giving their shit away, but somebody's got to know what that shit is that they're giving away. We got to know. They're putting their gems right in our hands. They're telling us exactly what they're going to do, and we can't be blind to it anymore. Listen to my voice, people, and hear my hands. Listen to my voice, people. They're telling you what to do. Irrelevant. It means not related to the particular subject at hand. Irrelevant means whatever this is, it's not related to the particular subject at hand. Anybody want to tell me what the particular subject at hand is? Anybody? Look.
I don't know.
The convergence. The reset. Returning to the first program. They don't want that to happen because they ain't in the first program. You are. Remember, I talked about this last time? You remember?
Yeah.
Okay. The issue at hand, the subject at hand is the reset, returning to the first program of naturally occurring autochtons. Remember I told you that?
Yes.
See, because that's all that's in this reset. Seeds that come up through the ground. You are naturally occurring autochtons, like a tree came through the ground, like a bush came through the ground called Okima, like the birds who fly and come through the ground. All of this came through the ground. It tells you in the beginning, seeds that beget of themselves. Think about it.
I hope you guys are getting this, because this is, I mean, as long as she's been speaking, it's like I pick up on it, and every time she says something else, I get more of it. I hope you guys can, when she told you that trees naturally occur, that's what you do. But when you say you naturally occur in another land, that puts you there. That puts you there.
You're not Africans. There are naturally occurring beings like us who occurred in Africa, but it ain't us. They're all part of the same tree that we're on. This root it goes across the planet. But we belong right here. Right here. Okay. If these beasts and their system becomes irrelevant, what will happen? Anybody know? Raise your hand, just one. I know you know.
Yeah, but I like when you say it.
That's what all my students say. Because they will cease to exist. Now, it means people are. What does it mean? If they become irrelevant, it means people are not relating to them, and good, because they're not our relatives anyway. We're not even listening to them anymore. Now, you Negroes know how to talk to the hand. I ain't even listening. Come on, y'all know how to do that. I know you do. You invented talk to the hand. Example, if you stop listening, watching, singing their songs, watching their videos, dancing to their bullshit, for example, If you stop, I'm going to read this. If you stop listening to Beyonce and Jay-Z to their music anymore, guess what would happen to those two stupid ass motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you?
Oh, why don't you tell us how you really feel?
They will cease to exist. Because if you don't buy their shit, guess what's going to happen? They're gonna be poor, just like you. You keep them again. They give you the vision of where they want you to take them, and your dumb ass get to singing in the dance. Yeah, we're gonna make you rich, and we're gonna buy your music. See, that's you. That's you. Stepping, fetching, tapping, dance to their bullshit. Stop it. Stop it. What happens when a thing becomes irrelevant? You stop thinking about it. You stop talking about it. You stop envisioning it. You stop creating images for it.
Can you tell us how important that is? I know, but I want to get that.
Okay, it's
Creating
really
the
important.
images.
It's really important. Everything on this planet, I said this before, everything on this planet, everything that they do is in the image of us, just like they were created in the image of us. An image. Okay, so an image you can take and draw something. Say if you draw something or you type something, you put it in your printer, it will take that image, put the light over it, and look at what it is, like the universe would, and they would go, okay, I can do that. And then they print it out, and there it is. There's the image. Well, the universe works the same way, but it's your mind that's creating the image. Your mind is creating everything they ask you to do. Whatever they tell you to do. We want you to twerk. Okay. And you get to twerking. We want you to do this. Okay. Joe Biden. We want you to defund the police. Y'all motherfuckers ran to that. We want you to hate Donald Trump. Hate the right side of this bird, Donald Trump. We want you to hate so-and-so. And I kind of fell for some of that shit because I was thinking I really want Donald Trump to win because we need 4 more years to get our shit together. So you're not by yourself. I fell for that image too. But we got to stop thinking about them, and especially Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you why. These people like Beyonce and Donald Trump and Biden and Kamala Harris, who said she was black, and all these other people who put them in this on your live stream, and the networks who are telling you what to believe and what to think about what's going on in your country and on your land. They are giving you a glimpse of how their kingdom of heaven and how it would be governed. They're telling you, this is how we want this kingdom of heaven to run, the way it's being run right now, and we're going to govern it. Why would they be the governors? When they wrote a document stating how grateful they were to the universal governors for letting them come on this land. You're the universal governors. What in the fuck? Why were some assholes like them who were created, who have a beginning and an end? Why should they be governing us? I just want you to think about it. Why should they be the governors of anything? Because they are right now, and we let that happen. So I'm going to ask you, what is the kingdom of heaven? Now, if you go to the Bible, now I tell you, they always tell you what they want. They tell you what they're going to do, and we constantly we just turn over. It's like a woman with a bad nigga. He tells you right at the beginning, I'm an asshole. And we go, oh, we could change him. And then when he turns into an asshole, he be looking at you like, nigga, I told you I was an asshole. I didn't see that coming. How many womb bearers have done that? I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I didn't see that coming. Yes, you did. Because he told you what he was going to do. Now let's listen to this. It's right there in the Bible. The parable of the Gospel of Matthew. Boy, don't be bringing up that Bible, and you better listen, because that's what they putting the future in. Is that Bible in the New Testament. That's what they created the New Testament for. What is the kingdom of heaven like? They say in the Bible. They told you in the New Testament Babel. Parable in the Gospel of Matthew. A New Testament parable. Jesus spoke to his followers and gives them stories. Listen, this is what a preacher wrote. Images, visions, and dreams of what the kingdom of heaven is like. And this is why I tell all of y'all who be calling me talking about, we really want to come to your class, and we want you to help us. And the first thing I tell you is, the first thing you need to do is walk away from that motherfucking cross. Because you think, because you stopped going to church, that's enough, but it's not. You got to walk away from the cross. Let me turn this off. Somebody keeps dinging me. Okay. Here's the parable of the Gospels of Christ. They asked Jesus Christ, would you please tell us what heaven is like? This is what he says. Kingdom of heaven is like a grain of a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed it in his field, which indeed is smaller than all seeds, but when it is grown, it is greater than the herbs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in its branches.
Ooh.
That can't get clear enough for me about where I'm going with this, right?
Check.
Let's look at a mustard seed. Why did they choose a mustard seed? And why did it go right over our fucking heads? Because we be up in church and letting the pastor tell us what this really meant. But let Deborah Ishki, Oklahoma tell you what it really meant. Because the universe said to me, Deborah, they're building the kingdom of heaven. I called Gail. I said, Gail, the universe said they're building and then she showed me. And look at this. The mustard seed, which was taken by a man. You are not from man. Man is 666. You come from a womb. You are 661. You add that up and it means never die, and it means eternity. 666 is man. Somebody said, well, that's carbon and this and that. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Let's just look at it. Because 666 adds to 13. 661, I'm sorry. When you add it up, it means 13. So what is this? The mustard seed, which was taken by a 666, sowed into the field that this 666 owned. He says, it didn't sow it back into the ground, but he put that seed in a coffin. Did you know these graveyards are their fucking fields? I'll wait.
I didn't know.
These graveyards where we where we take our grannies and our uncles and aunts and whatever it is, we put them in a box and we let them put it in the ground because they're waiting for those if they can get them. Have you ever taken a seed and said, just think about this, it's common sense, people. You take a seed on your farm and go, I'm going to put this seed in the ground. I want it to grow and I want it to do this, but first let me put it in a box. How long do you think it's going to be before that seed grows in your field?
Forever.
You think about it. Seeds, smaller than herbs, but grows into a tree. You are the tree of life. Here's what scientists say about the mustard seed. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is simple shit, but I'm gonna tell you, it's the simple shit. The devil is always in the details, and this is the simplest shit. Scientists cannot make a hybrid mustard seed. I'll wait.
Uh,
They're talking about you.
I've always wondered whenever you're looking at the media or whatever, one thing that is always constant is that they're always talking about the Negro. It's always in their mouths. What is that?
Because they can't do anything without us. That's why they've killed so many of us off, but kept little bits of us in parts of the world. Little bits. You see, in China, you would think there are none there, but there are some there because they plan to use those trees, that seed. Where's the seed? Where does the seed belong, people? Who carries the seed? The man or the womb or the man?
The womb.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because this is what I have a lot problem with speaking to brothers. These cats are always saying the man has the seed, and it's like, you idiot, you don't realize that you fertilize it, and it's like they never get it. I mean, especially with the brothers here in America, these cats are all on these foreign ideologies. But when it's talking about every person comes from a woman, I've never seen a cat come from a man. They always, everybody comes from a woman. But when you talk with these brothers, they're always got this ego shit going, like they create babies. And everybody follows what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that.
That's patriarchy. It's simple like that. What did they tell you? What did that tell you up there? Anybody that comes against patriarchy has committed a crime. Them niggas ain't gonna commit no crime. They'll step on this womb before they honor it. Women step on it before they honor their own goddamn womb, because they ain't just the brothers now.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
You're right.
Our women be flocking to get abortions. And now they got us on TV. Now they was giving the white woman to the man. Now you see what white man with one of us putting his penile in one of our vaginas. Mm-hmm. That's right. So listen, because this is long, so I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can. So what does it mean by, and this is gonna gel with what I just said. Scientists cannot make a hybrid mustard seed. What does that mean? You cannot take two plants of the same species family and combine them to yield another variety. So what are they getting when they give birth to something? When you put them together and they give birth to something, what do they don't know what to call them. Mulatto, yellow, but let's look at how the power of the womb is. No matter what, if it came through the womb of our womb, it's still one of us. That's the law. I didn't make it. That's how powerful the womb is. Powerful the womb is. That's right. The blood comes from the mother. And listen, I ain't saying nothing bad about men, because as much as we, got it going on, try and get along without them and see what happens. We won't be doing shit either. I'm just being real. Okay? So the mustard seed cannot be hybridized because it is very unique. You know what they're saying about you? These people are very unique. We can't hybridize them no matter what we do. Sure, we're getting a bunch of yellow kids, and sure, some of those kids will side with them because they have a kinship with them more than they do with us, because that's the society that we live in. But I digress. Let me go again. Jesus asked again. He asked, well, shall I compare the kingdom of heaven? What shall I compare it to? Oops. My glasses just got. Pay attention to this one. It is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into about 60 pounds of flour until it worked all through the dough. Anybody getting that? We just got through talking about mixing with them. See, you already on the path to the kingdom of heaven. Because you can't keep your dick out of artificial womb. And we think their men gonna treat us better than our own men. So we run to them. We're gonna have to fix our own shit. Running to them is not gonna help. It's not. So we need to stop that right now. Today. Right now. I'm gonna break it down. Yeast that a woman took. This artificial womb, because we're not women. Let me make that clear. I am not a woman. I did not come from a rib. And my children that came out of my womb did not come from a rib. So therefore, I am not a woman. I am not a descendant of Adam. I am ascended from the soil. This is so simple. Try and get it. This woman worked it all through the dough. Where's the dough? She just worked her little thing with her little hair and her little vagina. And I can't, try going to the bathroom behind one of them. Hair everywhere. And what happened to that? He grew into a loaf of bread. What did Jesus do with a loaf of bread? Anybody know? Don't get bored. Come on, y'all. What did Jesus do with a loaf of bread? He took that loaf of bread and spread it around for everybody to feed on.
Made everybody a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Who's in your land right now feeding on you? See, you already doing the kingdom of heaven. They got you practicing. They got you practicing. Do you see it? Please tell me you see it, because I can't see what indigenous want to see. But that's you. You're the loaf of bread that they send that white woman to. That white woman, they're what do they call when they send her out into the field? Mercenary. No, she's not a mercenary. What do you call them? Missionaries. They send that missionary out there and say, you know what, we're gonna get this bread ready for you, and then you can just piece it out. Just go on and pinch some of it off and give it to that person. They doing that to your land right now. Pinch that off and give it to that person. We'll feed them to them over there. They don't mind. Listen to them. They begging us to let them in. What did Jesus do with the loaf of bread? He fed it to everybody. Now here's one more. There's a bunch of them. I'm going to give you one last one. The fishnet parable. Now you guys got to get this one. The parable is as follows. Again, says Jesus, the kingdom of heaven is like a drag net. Come on. You know what a drag net is? Okay. This drag net was cast into the sea, and gathered some fish of every kind, which when it was filled, they drew up the net on the beach. They sat down and gathered the good into the containers, the good fish, but the bad fish, they threw that away. So will it be at the end of the age, sweethearts? Where are we? What age are we in? What age are we leaving?
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
We are now leaving the age of belief and entering into the age of knowledge. If you're a knowledge person, if you ain't going to be believing in them, they're going to throw that person out, because they just going to cause us a bunch of fucking trouble. There you go. You see? Do you see? See, you know, they put these preachers in there so they can interpret the Bible for you. But when you know who you are, and when you know where you are, and when you know why you are here, you can pick apart any little fucking book they give you and say, oh no, this part is a lie. Oh no, that is not true. Oh, I'm not falling for that. Please tell me you're getting it. I know you are. I know you are, because some of y'all call me and I know you're getting it. So in the age of knowledge, there's many, many parables. The parables about the pearls, don't throw that he hides in the field, and the merchant who searches for it. What's the same thing? They're all dramatically different. That's what I wrote. But he says, each one of these have reoccurring and the same thing. They seek to capture what they must have to build their kingdom of heaven. Every last one of them. They're seeking to capture what they need to build their kingdom of heaven. That is you. They don't catch any of y'all motherfuckers. Their kingdom of heaven is, well, gonna kick rocks, as Buck says. It won't exist. You built the fourth world. Don't help them build the fifth one. My children that I love so much. I know I sound like I'm fussing.
No, you're not.
Listen, this is not prophecy. All that shit they got in the Bible, it's not prophecy. You want to know what this is? They are telling you their well-laid plan. A well-laid plan of mice and men. And if I remember correctly, you showed me a video where the white people said that they were made of mice. They have mice DNA or whatever it is. And they're men. They're man and mankind. So, but they do this because they need you to participate. So now we're going to get to Donald Trump. That is where I've been leading this whole time. And I know, I'm reading from my notes. Sister CB Lolo, I'm reading from my notes. I do research, and then I bring what I've learned and what and put it in my notes. A lot of this came from the Bible. Some of it comes from Matthew. But what I'm getting ready to tell you is everything you can find on the internet. Everything. All of it. Including what I'm about to tell you about Donald Trump. And thank you for asking. My number is 734-743-1708. If you have more questions, you can call me.
Could you repeat that? Because I'll have to type it. And
734-743-1708. Okay. Who's Donald Trump? And Gail will tell you this whole time. I kept saying, Gail, you know, everybody keeps telling me Donald Trump is good people and, you know, he's trying to help us. You know, he want to make America great again. He knows who we are. I know he knows who you are. I'm going to tell you something. That motherfucker does know who we are. That's why when he talks, he distinguishes between America and the U.S. Pay attention. Because they got an arcane language and they don't think you're going to get it if you don't know the difference between America and the U.S. And I better think y'all, every last one of y'all, if y'all been coming to any of Indigenous One show, knows the difference between America and the U.S. Well, all the people out there telling you the difference, you better know. I'm sure you know. Do you think they know?
you know, I hope so, because I mean, simple stuff that, and this is not everybody, of course, but I'm seeing with simple stuff that's right in our face, we just go with the bullshit all the time. And I want to do that, and I want to share this with you, and I want you to speak on this because I think you can give a clearer picture of it than I do. Could you do that for me, please?
Okay, what is it?
I'm about to share it right now.
I know.
Because you're talking from the Bible, and one person I get the bad Bible advice from is my mother all the time. But when I ask her this question, she just seems to, she just blacks out. And anytime I ask anybody this question, they just seem to, you confuse it. I don't know. So this is a part in the Bible. I was a 5-year-old kid, and I asked this question, and the question hasn't been answered yet. So I notice in the Bible that in chapter 1 of the Bible, when they talk about God, it's just God, G-O-D. Mm-hmm. But then when you get to chapter 2, God miraculously turns to Lord God. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. And so when I ask these pastors, all these shines that's in the church, just saying Jesus, all this, and when I ask them this question, I just want a simple answer. When you ask me a question, I give you the simplest answer I can give. And I ask them this, and they're just always confused, or they just don't know, what you mean. I don't see it like that. And and this is my question. I'm wondering, well, how do you see it? This part right here. And the Lord God, and everybody knows that the Lord is a man who calls himself God. Whatever God is, I don't even know what that is. But it's a man that calls himself the Most High. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto man. This is all I want to know. This is page 1 of the Bible. And I get I don't know.
Well, that kind of proves my point right there, that we're not women.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's number one.
How does 2 men make a woman? It's just a simple question.
Okay, let's first of all, let's look at something. We're time immemorial. That's the difference between us and a God. A God has a beginning and an end. They'll tell you their God has a beginning and an end, an alpha and an omega. Time immemorial does not do that, nor are we governed by time. They are governed by time because they were put here in a time frame and in a space where they began, but they also have to end. Someone is a Lord over them. I will tell you that much. I don't know everything. I'm going to tell you what I've asked the universe, and this is what I got. A Lord is an owner. That's why you have a landlord.
What about a warlord, cuz?
They own war. Seriously, think about it. You're going to see this as I go. They are the lords and owners of war. That's what they do. Now, their God owns them.
Hold on, Miss Oklahoma. Let me answer this, brother. Young Fly, dude, your ass is done. All that dumb shit that you've been feeding and repeating and keeping the people confused, that shit's over, cuz. You can't answer simple questions, which means you are dumb. So we're trying to get away from that because it doesn't help us any. When we ask you questions, we never get answers. All we get is dumb shit. And we ain't going for that no more, homie. So why don't you go ahead and dismiss yourself? The question is, how do 2 men create a woman? Your answer is what, sir? And I know you don't know. So Deborah, go ahead.
I will say this, and I say this to everyone, Mr.
These nauseate me.
When I come here, I tell people right off the bat, I'm not pretending that I know everything. But when I don't know something, and I tell this to my clients, I tell that to anybody that stands with me, anybody that comes and asks me a question, if you want to know the answer, do like I do, go to the universe. You want to know why you don't know the answer yourself, Mr. Fly? Because you still going to a God. You still got a Lord thy God, even though I don't know what the fuck that is, not really. But I know it ain't my Lord thy God. I don't have a God. Why would I have a God if he has a beginning and an end, but I don't? I cycle. When you go into the ground, just like a tree, you come right back up. Put a seed in the ground, it comes back. This
Deborah,
motherfucker came here 7,000 years ago, and his time is almost up. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Deborah, how is it? And this really, it doesn't piss me off, but it really irks me how brothers don't get this. We the most dog people on the planet, and we believe this dumb shit. How is that possible? And we don't learn and move on. We just
Every
keep on
man,
pumping it.
every man that I know, white or black, because I'm gonna call them a color, because that's what they are, who pretends not to know what we're talking about. Only pretends not to know they don't know what we're talking about is because they probably got their foot on some woman's neck. I've seen it time and time again. These niggas love patriarchy because then they can say, my woman submit to me. They love that. The Bible says a woman must submit to her man. Well, if that's what your woman needs to do, but let me tell you, the most powerful thing in the world is a womb. Not only does she bring life into it, she's a portal. And when you get wombs together in one space living long enough, their cycle will come together. You want to know what unity really is? Bring some wombs together in a closed space and watch real unity happen. You put those women together, they can make the fucking earth move. That's why they make us come against each other. That's why they put us against each other, because they know how powerful that unified womb is. They know, bruh. Well, I'm not going to let you make me digress any longer because I don't have that much time. Who's Donald Trump? Gail will tell you, I've asked the universe over and over again, Gail, I'm just not sure about Donald Trump. He sounds good. I mean, he may be real, but I never once heard him call us. He talks to everybody else, the African American, the Negro, the black man, the white people. He talks to everybody but us. And that bothers me. And I want to know, what does he have up his sleeve? Well, all the noise that was going on, it was really, really hard for me to see. But the universe told me a couple of days ago. And I went and sought it out. I said, universe, tell me, I need to know, what is Donald Trump's agenda? Well, here it is. He is one of the greatest sleight of hand artists ever seen. Well, what is sleight of hand? When a sleight of hand artist performs their secret move. Now remember, we have to remember that's what magic is. It's a secret that only a few people know. When a sleight of hand artist performs their secret move, it looks like an ordinary move. See, it's ordinary. Come unto me, all of you who want to return to, come away from democracy and return to a republic. We do. We're the Indians. We invented the republic. Well, do you see what he just did there? It looks like an ordinary move, something people would expect. It looks natural, and it seems like an innocent gesture. But all of a sudden, there is a change in hand position or a body posture. And he has been doing that. You know why we haven't been hearing a lot from him? Because he has changed his hand position and his body posture from president to king. Let me tell you why. Magicians commonly use sleight of hand and close-up magic and street magic. intimate settings where the audience can pay close attention to their movements. And what do he have all the time? He has the most people all over: white, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, African American, Aboriginal, American Indian. All of them are at his feet listening to what he has to say because we believe he is really for America. Well, let's keep paying attention. Donald Trump's meetings are massive, and his participants are up close and personal. The audience participates in making his magic trick movements work. Right? Okay. I'm really trying to get to a point. So we're going to always have Negroes who's going to try to figure out why they can stomp on a womb. Could you just leave them off for now?
Okay. So let's just end with this one, and I will. But I'm glad you picked it up. This is why brothers always lose. This dude says, "Show me a womb that's self-generated," and it's like, motherfucker, you don't see that the womb generates everything, you idiot. And we don't get it. This is what gets me, and we won't learn it. So I'm gonna do what you say. Let these cats go.
Just let them go. They're here to cause derision, and there's a group of
people. No. But we don't do it like that. No. We don't do it like that. We just want to show the chat how dumb these motherfuckers are. Mm-hmm. God damn, dude.
Most people here want to be free. That's why I come here, because your audience wants to be free. I know you do. And I know they do because they call me and they tell me, thank you. That we want to know. We want the truth. We want to be free. But motherfuckers like this don't want that. They're looking for a wound to beat the shit out of. It is not here. Right. Let me tell you something about me, you and the rest of these niggas, okay? Because I'm 70 years old, but I am from Detroit, Seriously. I try to be, keep my little granny thing going so people can feel comfortable with me, but you fucking with the wrong granny. Really? Hey.
I mean, I can see why sisters hate brothers now because we got motherfuckers like this. I don't always saying some dumb shit.
I don't want us hating on our men. That's it too. See, that's what they want. They want our women to turn around, womb bearers rather, to turn around and say, see, that's what niggas do. No, there's plenty of men and fertilizers in this group who don't think like that. Cherish them. And kick those other motherfuckers to the curb.
Check.
All right. The audience participates in making his magic trick movements work. Get your head together, DeBoer. He tells us about and how we can participate in his agenda for his second term. He's already talking about his second term. He's already planning what he wants us to do for his second term. He came and grabbed the masses up and he told us, I love you all. This is about making America great again. We're going to bring jobs back. We're going to do this. We're going to do so-and-so. And he's right. That's exactly what he plans to do. But listen to the plan. The campaign and Trump himself plan to promote this agenda, which focuses heavily on ending America's reliance on China. See, that's the focus. That's what he wants you to focus on. Yeah, we don't need to end. We don't need China. We don't need Russia. We don't need none of them. Fuck them. Yay, Donald Trump. You saving our lands. And then we get out there and we going and try to buy up some land. I ain't telling you not to because I'm going to get me some too. I ain't telling you not to do that. But let's be aware of what their plan is for us on our land. Listen to this. What did he say about that? And notice that the universe has given us Trump's agenda just by his name. Because what do you get in a magic trick? A Trump card. Get it? What did he say about that? Trump said his administration would make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world. How's he going to do that? He's going to end all reliance on China once and for all. Trump has a long-standing pledge, his own words, to oversee a mass reshoring of, listen, United States manufacturing currently based on the mainland. What did he do? He talked about America, the United States, and the land all in one spit. Are you listening? That's that arcane language that we need to get the fuck out of. Now let's look at what he just said. Now, how does he plan to use this plan? Well, President Trump signed a $738 billion defense spending bill. You know what? Let me get these niggas out of my head so I can teach this to our people. I'm so sorry. Let me go again. When President Trump signed a $738 billion defense spending bill on Friday, he officially created what? What did he create? Space Force. Do you guys know what Space Force plan is? Well, I'm going to tell you. We all heard about it. We all know Trump and Elon Musk, who said he was an alien, have plans for outer space. Trump, this is what he says. Elon Musk, he's doing rockets. He's doing good at rockets too, by the way. And I was worried about him, but he's one of the greatest geniuses, and we have to protect our geniuses. You know, we have to protect Thomas Edison. What? Who? We have to protect Thomas Edison, and we have to protect all these people that came up with, listen to this, originally the light bulb and the wheel and all of these things. And he's one of our very smart people, and we want to cherish those people. Y'all get that? No? I'll read it again. Now, this you can find. Trump said about Elon Musk, he does rockets. He does good at rockets too, by the way. What do rockets do? They have been using rockets to try to penetrate what? The dome and get to the moon, because the sun is on the outside of the dome. You're going to see. He says, I was worried about him because he's one of our great geniuses, and we have to protect our geniuses. You know, we have to protect Thomas Edison, and we have to protect all these people that came up with originally the light bulb and the wheel and all these things. And he's one of our very smart people, and we want to cherish those people. Yeah, Donald Trump, what did you say, you dumbass motherfucker? Because they didn't, everything that they got, some American Negro created it and they stole it. Everything that we're enjoying on this planet was probably created and manufactured right here on this continent. But yet, you want to give these two motherfuckers the credit? He's starting to show his hand, people. Pay attention. He has no plans to give you any credit for your hard ass, what? Autonomy. Naturally occurring.
Ingenuity.
Thank you. He ain't gonna give you credit for that. Why? Because he's a beast too. What about America and the American people? That's what he always says. What happened to the long-standing pledge, pay attention, to oversee a mass reshoring of the United States manufacturing currently based on the mainland. Well, let's check it out. Let's look at the definition of oversee. It is Old English from oversee on. Check it out. To look at from above. That is what the word originally came for. An aerial view. To survey from a hilltop. Space Force. Want me to give it to you again?
One more time for those who may not have gotten it.
Yeah, like those two niggas don't know the difference between a dick and a vagina. Oversee. I know. I shouldn't do that.
No, you see, that's what I'm saying. I think you should, because that's what a lot of times happen. We get a lot of dumbasses talking, and when you ask them to explain themselves, because we have to be cordial, brother, explain yourself, and they never do.
All right. Let me calm down. Oversee. To look at from above. Watch from a hilltop. An aerial view. What happened to the long-standing pledge that Donald Trump said he would oversee? What is he planning to oversee? A mass. Let's look at what a mass is. A mass is both a property. Oh, y'all need to look at that word. Or maybe you don't. Of a physical body. And a measure of its resistance. What do I mean? Do you remember when Donald Trump was standing at the podium with, oh God, now this man's name's, you'll know who I'm talking about when I tell you. He looked at me, he said, it's something to this man about the coronavirus and the vaccine. And he said to Donald Trump, it's an exercise. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump said, oh, you should have let me know.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's an exercise.
Mm-hmm.
What are they exercising for? To find out, to measure the resistance to accelerated force that's applied to your black ass. Go look up what a mass is. They testing you. But not just you. They testing white people too. They testing them, and that's why they're killing off a lot of white people. They're killing off a lot of white people because you know why? White people say, you know what? We'll come and whoop your ass. We'll come and kill you. You're putting too much pressure on us, and we ain't taking that vaccine, and we ain't doing this, and we ain't doing that, and this is our land, and fuck you. We took it for them, and we ain't letting you take it from us. See, that's that white man. They know how much pressure he gonna take. How much are you gonna take? Mass is both property of a physical body and a measure of its resistance to acceleration when a net force is applied. So now let's look at reshoring. That is the process, pay attention, of returning the production and manufacturing of the goods back to the company's original state and country. Reset. Who's the original people? We use that term. Who are the original people? Us. So when Donald Trump says, you got to read between the lines, he has a long-standing pledge to oversee from an aerial view a mass of people that he thinks want to find out how much pressure they can take and bring them back to the U.S. so he can put them to fucking work. You know what this is? This will be the most grandest scheme of enslavement that no one can ever leave since time began. Do you realize what kind of enslavement they're planning for the world? Not just us. They want to do everybody on it. They want to build houses and all kinds of shit up there in space and leave everyone else down here on the planet that they done fucked the hell up. Do you see? They'll control your water. They not only will control your air, they'll tell you how much air you can rebel if you want to and see if you don't get your air cut off. Not just the quality of air. But you know what this is? Have you ever seen, this is some sick sexual shit. Have you ever seen where they take a man and put him in a black mask and a black bodysuit, a woman too? That's the cast. And then they put straws up his nose. And if he doesn't obey, they put their fingers on top of that straw and he can't breathe. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Because that's their plan. To encase you in your own planet and put straws up your fucking nose. Oh, boy, you're come on now, you're being a little too harsh. Well, I bet you I ain't gonna try and be here for it. Trump says, I'm going way over. Sorry, I'm gonna make this fast. Trump says, consider the value of our satellites to our way of life, not to mention our way of war. Come on, y'all, they telling us. So, focuses heavily on ending America's reliance on China, right? That's what he's saying. If that's true, why are they allowing China to create an artificial sun? Because we don't need one. Not only is China creating an artificial sun, listen to this. What do they plan to do with an artificial sun? Article. You can find this article online, Shibi Lolo. The covert race of an artificial sun and unlimited energy. We have to make it not work. We have to make it not work. We can't just say it's not going to work. We have to make it not work. We really do. We have to know the part that we play in making it work. And we have to stop playing that part. That's the reason I keep coming on here, is that we've got to stop making their images work. We got to stop taking their images to the universe and saying, please work this out for us, because it's working it out for them.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Quentin Ross work?
No.
Who would you like to call?
Sorry. No one. Sorry. That's mine. Forget it. Okay. So, the article says there's a covert race for an artificial sun and unlimited energy. This is our cannery. This is a secret. Listen to this magic. The requirements about this sun, and this is why it has been a secret. It must be secret and mysterious knowledge. Only a few can be involved to be given understanding of the secret. If he doesn't like China so much, why hasn't he gone over there at least taken that sun from them, or whipped their ass and put them out of business, or got rid of this sun? Because you know what? He plans to use it. How do we know? Check it out. China's artificial sun, what is it? China had recently successfully activated its artificial sun for the first time on Friday, December 4th, 2020. I remember Trump telling us about that. You? Anybody? I know I don't. He was talking about all this shit about China, but he didn't say one thing about, you know what, we got to be careful with China because they're making this artificial sun and we don't want that shit. Right? No, he did not. This is a nuclear fusion reactor that grants the country with fuel for years to come. They just need to make it more sustainable. See, they're still working on it. Listen to this. Here's what the article says. They plan to use the device in collaboration with scientists working on the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. That just shows you right there, everybody's in on this. They collaborate. It's international. Anybody here in on this? Because I know I ain't. They didn't ask me if they could put a sun on my planet. Did they ask you for permission? Nope. Plans to strategically place an artificial sun, listen, in various regions all over the world. See, because they can't just put one sun up there and it just, works for everybody. They just ain't that fucking smart. See, we've been looking at the wrong thing. We've been looking at coronavirus. We've been worried about whether or not coronavirus is the boogeyman. We've been wondering whether or not we can get a vaccine. But let me tell you who knows, who was something else we ain't looking at. Bill Gates, a major player in the Paris Agreement, to block out the sun. That's his major agenda. Let's block out the sun. He just bought so much farmland. He owns more farmland than anyone else in America. Did you guys know that? What does he plan to do with that farmland? Well, I'm going to tell you. He owns land in Illinois, Iowa, Louisiana, California, and a dozen other states. Why is this important? Because Monsanto has developed the only seeds that will grow without the sun.
Damn.
Right. I want you to get that. Monsanto has the only seeds and the only patent on seeds that will grow without the sun. See, we listened to a guy named Heinous Hayru, who he said these motherfuckers come from caves. He call them Blancos. That's what these Blancos motherfuckers want to. You know what? They trying to get back into a cave because they know they know that the rest of the world, including some white people, love the sun. And most of them wasn't getting cancer until them Jews came up with some kind of sunscreen. Pay attention. Who is Donald Trump? I asked the universe over and over, please tell me, who is he? It was just so hard for me. He says he is the greatest sleight of hand artist ever seen. Now we know what to expect. When I come here, I try my best to not just come and tell you something to frighten you. I want you to know that you got the power. Wake up. I know you got the power to stop this. We do. Let's look at what he said. Elon Musk is the greatest genius, and so is Thomas Edison. These are very smart people, and we want to cherish those people. But white people, they don't want this either. That's why both parties, left and right wing on that bird, come to us to make all of this shit happen. This is why they say, oh, it's racist. Donald Trump is a racist. They're a racist. We need democracy. No republic. We need blah, 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 blah. And we doing like this. All the while, they up there. Like the Bible said, trying to be the prince of the air. Did you know that says it in the Bible? It says that's what they was going to try to do. Because they was telling you that's what they going to do. Yep. Many times I come on here, but most of the times I try to offer up a solution. So the last time I said, separate yourselves, come together and unify. I ask our womb bearers to come together and unify. I've said this over and over and over again. I tell you, you can't just come out of church. You got to walk away from the cross. And people take that lightly. I have people, they come to me and they expect, they'll talk to me and they go, I really want to do this. And then when I tell them, here's what has to happen. This is what you must do. I'm looking at your gift. You know what? They thought I was going to wave a magic fucking wand. Do I look like a fucking magician? You could just call me up and go, I'm taking your class. I pay for your class. I'm going to show up. And then when you don't get what you thought I was, you're disappointed. But if you're looking for a magic trick, you need to go to somewhere else. To go to Shakim Harris. Because he always claiming he can do some of those. That's what you need to do. Thank you, Crystal. Latimer. Thank you. So, I'm not just saying come out of church. I'm saying you gotta walk out. You walk your way into these people. You gotta walk your way out. You've got to change your mind. You've got to do all of that. Because, see, they can't reach the universe. We reach the universe. Listen to me. Listen to me, children. Listen to me. Hear my voice. Hear my voice, because I'm about to get off. I'm bringing this to a close. But I want you to understand, you are the ritual. I've said this many, many times in my class, and I want people to understand that. You are the earth. You are the sun. You have an interconnection to the universe and the planet. Without you, neither one of those will continue to exist. So what would they have to do? They would have to churn this motherfucker and then start all over again and reseed us all over again. Of course, they won't come back. We won't have any white people on if that happens. Well, maybe we should say fucking hurrah. I don't know. But I can tell you this. Some of you have been calling me and you've been saying, you know what, Ishki, lately I've been hearing birds. They're talking to me. I've been hearing trees. They're talking to me. I've been hearing animals. They're talking to me. They're coming up to me and they're just looking at me. That's because that might just be your calling. And some of you who have come, you understand that, and you're staying and you're listening and you're trying to get that is your power. Your power may be with the birds. Your power may be with the trees. Somebody's power may be with the heavens. Somebody's power may be with the moon. Here, I had a vision. That the universe gave me. That big ass tree that looks like a mountain. The universe showed me a vision. I don't know how true it is, but I think we could put that in our minds. Today, we could put in our minds the regrowth of that tree sprouting up and reaching the moon, the heavens. Do you know that? We're the earth. We rooted in it. We can talk to the sun. We can say whatever we want. It has to obey us because we are the universe. We are one long verse. Yes, baby, we're surrounded by zombies. They're already here. They're dead. They're not alive. Listen, I want you to understand something, and I'm going to give you some words to say. And I want you to think about this because it's real important that you begin to unify in the knowledge of who you are, in the knowledge of where you are, and in the knowledge of why you are here. That is so important. I've been saying this for the longest. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm not going to be too much longer. But I'm telling you, this is what you've got to do. And I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to envision this. This must be your image of you and vision of you. Like Keith said, to walk in your power and flow in your power. And I'm going to give you something for the next 3 weeks. This is what I got. Listen, I want you to say this with me. If you're not afraid, this is you walking in your power. I want you to talk to the universe for the next 3 weeks. Every last one of us should be saying this for 3 weeks, and this will become our image. I know that some of the people that do rituals with me are here. I know they are. They told me they was going to be here because I told them, you know what? I'm going to put a mantra out there. And those who are not afraid to walk in this mantra, we're going to do it for 3 weeks. Listen, this is what we'll say. Universe, hear my voice and my mind. I am interconnected to you. Universe, repeat it with me. I am the Trinity. I
I
am
am the
the life.
Trinity.
I am the tree of life.
I am the tree of life.
I am time immemorial.
I'm time immemorial.
I am unity.
I am unity.
I am the truth.
I am the truth.
And I am the life.
And I am the life.
I am the word.
I am the word.
Hear my voice.
Hear my voice.
I come to receive and learn.
I've come to receive and learn.
To work my natural powers.
To work my natural powers.
To move mountains.
To move mountains.
In all energy.
In all energy.
I am the unity with my naturally occurring bloodline. I am the unity with go ahead.
I am the unity
with my naturally occurring bloodline.
With my naturally occurring bloodline.
I am the breath and blood of life.
I am the breath and the blood of life.
Now, I did something. I opened up a ritual group on Facebook. And I also have a ritual page, but you don't have to go there to come to the group. And it's free. This ain't about money. It's called Ritual House. That's the name of the group. Ishri Deborah's Ritual House. If you can't find it, call me. I'll give you the link. I'll also set it up on Indigenous One's page. And I'm going to have this mantra up there. I've never invited anyone to this group. It's empty, but we're going to fill it. This mantra will be right there so that you can look at it.
You're having a young lady saying, text me. My computer is just.
It says Ema. Text that to me, please. And if they're calling me Ema, I bet you this is someone that knows me. So if you text me, I'll text it to you. But I want you to come to that group. And the reason why I want you to come to that group, because I'm going to ask Indigenous One, if you will, and all of us to come to that group every now and then and come together in unity and start speaking our vision into the universe. That's what we got to do. But we got to do more than that. But that's where we begin. That's what we're going to do. And that's where I'm asking you to do. And I want you to do that. If you have any trouble getting to this, call me at 734-743.
Hold on. So I want to type it in the chat.
Okay.
So they can have it. 734 dot
743
743 dot
1708.
1708.
Yes.
I am sending. Get in touch with this sister, y'all, because this is what I'm saying. A lot of times, and this is why I want to show the brothers who come on and talk that dumb shit. We can't take ideologies and religions and other shit from other people. We have to take it from us, the women who birth us. And this is what the sister's saying about brothers always on that old dumb shit. And we never win. That's why we losing now. Because we always in other people's religions, other people's beliefs, other people's ideologies, and we never win. And I don't see how we don't get that shit unless them cats are with us losing. What's up? You can't keep dogging out your mama, dude. You can't keep doing it. Your mama, your grandmama, your sister, your niece, your daughter, you just piss all over them and you think it's cool. And some of y'all follow them. They make no sense when they talk, and when you ask them a question, they never have no answers. That's why they call us mms. Come on, y'all. Really? We supposed to be living like what are we supposed to be leaving for our children? What are we supposed to be teaching our this? Really? And most brothers, y'all own it. Y'all love Mazza. Come on, y'all. You gotta do better than this.
I know this one was long, but I want to thank you all for sticking with me. I don't usually do them this long, but thank you.
You weren't long. You were perfect. So Deborah, please don't go nowhere. Give everybody a chance to contact you.
Oh, I will. Absolutely. I'm trusting that they will.
Okay, you can do that now.
Give them the number again.
However they can contact you, let them have it.
Yeah, you can call me. I'm on Facebook under Deborah Ishki, Oklahoma. And if you can't find the group, like I said, call me. But I'm gonna put the link in my Facebook page so you can see it. You can call me if you're not on Facebook. But if you're not on Facebook, you can't be a part of the group. And I'm also going to give it to Indigenous One. And I want us to come together. I want this to go on for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's why I want you to come to the group so we can envision this. We're going to make this vision of ourselves change. That's what we're going to do.
Y'all hear? Yep. And you know what she's saying is the truth. Come on, y'all. We got to look out for ourselves. Stop looking out for everybody else. I know y'all love everybody else, but love your mama. Love your grandmama. Love your great grandmama. What was your great grandmama thinking?
What did Phoenix Moon tell you? Stop killing your grandma.
Damn, y'all. and all I see, and seriously, and this what brothers, damn, y'all hate sisters this much? I know many of y'all mamas have dogged you out, but without them, we ain't here. So I think if we just go from that thought on, without the female, us coming pushing through that vagina, none of us are here. I mean, goddamn, how hard is that? And we just want to be whatever somebody tell us to be. That shit don't work. So Deborah, as always, I know this is the end of the convergence, but you got to get back here soon because the wisdom that flows from your lips is a lot of us can use that. A lot of us use that, and a lot of us use that to help us grow. So I appreciate it.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay, cool. So listen, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I'm on the serious on the brothers because we looking like assholes. We say dumb shit that don't make no sense, and it don't work. It hasn't worked. It won't work. Come on, y'all. Let's win. Deborah, don't go nowhere. I appreciate all you guys joining us tonight. I hope Deborah was instrumental and helpful to many of you guys. I know she was and always is to me. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.